Imagine a world in which direct support professionals are respected and paid much like other professionals in our society. A world in which the general public believes our work enriches the lives of everyone, not just the people we serve. A world in which the successes of people with disabilities are considered the successes of the entire community. Seem impossible? It's not. At AARM, we've got a vision, and we're calling it the Culture Change Campaign. Together, we can make it happen.
Turn and face the strain. Changes. Don't wanna be a richer man.
It's time all Minnesotans, from the general public to our elected officials, recognize how important direct support professionals are in enriching the lives of people with disabilities, as well as the community at large. With this recognition in place, we can seek meaningful compensation and a strong base of skilled professionals who have chosen direct support as a career. To increase funding, we need legislative support. But first, we need broad community support to invest taxpayer dollars into your programs. While Minnesota is a model to the rest of the nation for its work in improving the lives of people with developmental disabilities, it's not enough. Establishing public awareness about our industry is critical.
They're quite aware.
3 to 7, that's right. Good job. Got all the people first up on.
It's time to educate Minnesotans about who we are and what we do. AARM has adopted 3 key messages, and we need to enlist your efforts to spread the word. Whether speaking to relatives or reporters, we hope you repeat these key messages every chance you get. Our work enriches our communities. Our work successfully integrates people with disabilities into mainstream society, thereby greatly enriching our entire community. We are highly skilled professionals. Our industry employs well-trained, talented professionals, people committed to their work and those they serve. A competitive marketplace ensures both quality and cost-effectiveness. In a competitive marketplace, competition drives quality and value. People with disabilities get the support they want and need. They make their purchases based on the best quality service for their needs at the best price. These 3 messages are honest, simple, and effective. We hope you'll refer to them in every conversation you have about your work. Include them in every press release and statement made to the media. Every time you are asked about your work, what you do, or what we're about, remember to incorporate these 3 messages. One by one, conversation by conversation, interview by interview, these messages will come to be recognized, understood, and believed. This is our vision. When everyone, our neighbors, our friends, strangers on the street, internalizes these 3 messages and changes their attitudes towards our industry, then we will have made the mission of AARM's Culture Change Campaign a reality. Now that we've defined the 3 key messages behind AARM's Culture Change Campaign, we need to spread the word. The most effective means of doing this is through our local media outlets. But how do we get the media to pick up our story? In an effort to enhance the quality and effectiveness of our communications work, AARM enlisted the services of WCCO Channel 4 news anchor, Don Shelby. We thought, who better than a seasoned media veteran to guide us through the intricacies of dealing with the media? And we were right. The outcome of this day was so engaging and insightful, we knew we had to share the highlights with all the members of our industry. With his many years in the media, Shelby was able to pinpoint the dilemma our industry currently faces. He was also able to share his expertise, and this video will pass those insights along to you. As part of the day-long workshop, Shelby held mock interviews with AARM board members, Rhonda King, Executive Director of Clay County Residences Incorporated, and Bruce Torgerson of Mount Olivet Rolling Acres. Let's take a look at how Rhonda and Bruce were able to incorporate AARM's 3 key messages in their conversations with Shelby.
What are some of the critical issues facing this industry? Well, I would say the top three would be staffing, healthcare, and property rates, and trying to find affordable housing for our clients. Who do you want caring for you? Do you want somebody that this is their career, this is what they aspire to do? We really enrich their communities, and by enrich their communities, I mean we provide employment. So we're big business. We generate business in the community. We've done a good job as an industry going to our legislators and keeping them educated about what we need, but now we need to get out there and make our issues known to the public. People with disabilities have always been hidden away. We need to undo that, and we need people to know we're there. We need them to know that we enrich their community, that it's okay if somebody goes to college and they aspire to be a direct care staff. Right now there's a stigma. If that's what you do, they wonder, well, can't you get a better job? We want people to be able to aspire to do that and do that well and make a living at it.
Tell me some of the most critical issues facing your industry today.
Well, probably the most critical issue overall in the state is the lack of staff. The average rate of pay for our industry is right now about $8.81 an hour. As you may know, our field is one that is very intensive care of individuals, and it takes a lot of knowledge, training, and it's a very difficult job.
What about the community response to community-based facilities?
I think a lot of people don't even know about us. Everyone knows about nursing homes. They've had a father or a mother or a grandmother in one. So one of our goals is to get more communities interested in working with us and the people we serve.
Did you catch what Rhonda and Bruce were saying? Our work enriches our community. We are highly skilled professionals. A competitive marketplace ensures both quality and cost effectiveness. Like Rhonda and Bruce, we'd like you to emphasize the 3 key messages behind AARM's Culture Change campaign whenever you have a conversation about the work you do. Don Shelby understands that to get our story heard, we need to strike up a partnership with the local media. It is critical that we enlist the power of the media in our quest toward reform. But just how do we do this? Join us now for some hands-on tools for working with your own local media outlets. News is not complicated. Think of it as another interesting conversation. News tells a story. It teaches and enlightens. It is almost always about people. It involves universal themes like emotion and love, hope and inspiration, fear and anxiety, and the struggle to succeed.
Find someone who knows someone with a disability. We all have crusades we want to fight. And if you let someone know that there is truly, it's not a close call in this one. This is not a close call. You got right on your side in this case.
Does this sound like the work you do with people with disabilities? Guess what? Your story is news.
Because you gave somebody a story, because you gave someone a taste of what it is that drives you in this thing, you've touched someone. They're all human beings. We're not driven just by news.
Once you have your story, you need an audience. And the best way to develop an audience is by writing a press release. When you think about an effective press release, think direct and simple. And nothing's easier to remember than the 5 W's. Who, what, where, when, and why. Who is telling the story? The organization or persons involved and how to contact them should always be the first thing in your press release. All press releases should begin with your name and phone number at the top of the page. What is your story? When composing it, keep it brief and simple. Remember, your press release is competing with dozens of others, so try to tell your story in 10 words or less. Where does your story take place? This will also help you to decide who you want to send your press release to. Keep it local, and you'll keep it relevant. Is there a timely element to your story? Did something just happen? Is something about to happen? When your story takes place will make it fresh and new. Of course, this goes without saying, but why is your story important? We know why, and you know why, but others may not. Remember, human emotion is universal. The 5 W's are just the basics of a press release. For a template of an actual press release, check out the AARM website at www.aarm.org. So, you've written your press release, you've contacted your local media, and you've established a working relationship with a reporter. Better yet, that reporter is interested in your story and wants to put you on television. This This is a perfect opportunity to highlight AARM's 3 key messages. Commit these 3 messages to memory and they'll become an automatic part of your conversations.
The first thing I have to tell you about television and print, because the television camera's on you doesn't mean you're on television. Okay, you got to start with that. You're not on television because the television camera is on. This is not live TV. They're going to find something in there to use. They can shoot for 30, 40 minutes and use 15 seconds. So you're not always on television. So as people are having a great conversation, you go, okay, stand by. Okay, you're on. Look at you. They become professional announcers and try to say everything that they memorized before they... No. Just because it's on doesn't mean you're on.
Don't know how to respond to a difficult question? Then don't answer it. There's nothing wrong with saying, I don't know, or I'm not sure of the answer, but I'll try and find out and get back to you. The key is to feel comfortable and natural. It's your interview, so do and say what makes you feel best.
You can say, you know what, I want to answer every one of your questions, but you're scaring the daylights out of me. Can we take a minute? So you won't do that because you think you're on television. You're not on television. Can you? Hang on a minute. I'll answer your questions in a minute, but you really frightened me by your demeanor. Would you ever think to do that? Just say, I got to take a break. You know, I'm going to answer your questions, but gee, we need Christmas.
You might also consider asking your own questions. If the reporter isn't asking you the questions you want to answer, find a way to turn things around. You know what you want said, and you have the power to make that happen.
Just because it's on doesn't mean you're on. So the guy comes in and goes, aren't you ashamed? And you say, well, wait a minute. You sound awfully angry. No, see, you're starting to rattle this guy because he's got a plan. You sound awfully angry. Do you have somebody in your family been harmed by this? No. And you start getting them off their footing. And you say, no, I'm interested. Because I'm angry about this. But why are you so angry? Start asking questions. It delays the interview. It diffuses the situation. You say, have you studied this? And it sounds like you've got some good information. And we're working in the same area. Keep asking.
What if, instead of you initiating contact with a reporter, the reporter comes to you first? Most often, this is a sign of investigative reporting.
The way you take an investigative reporter, all he wants is the target. He wants the person at fault. All investigative reporters want the bad guy. Well, give him up. You're not the bad guy. Give him up.
The reporter's primary goal will be to use you and the information you give them to support their investigation. Don Shelby put Rhonda King and Bruce Torgerson to the test by taking the stance of one of WCCO TV's I-Team investigative reporters.
Now go with me here,
Okay.
because this is a different type of interview. We have information that you're hiring unskilled people who can hardly speak English to help these people that you're allegedly trying to help.
Well, it's true. We do have some people that work for us that English is not their first language.
You're paying them $8.81 an hour. They can work at McDonald's for that. You're hiring people off the street.
We are paying them $8.81 an hour. That's one of the problems. We feel that our people are highly skilled professionals, but they're very low paid.
They say their children are afraid to go outside the house. They say that their lives are being interrupted. What do you think of that attitude?
The fear issue is one of education. Our clients are good members of the community. Our staff people are members of the community. We don't believe that that should be an issue, and it's our job to train people and educate people to not worry about those kinds of things.
And as you see the videotape, you see children are not going out to play. People are avoiding the individuals who are the clients in this place. They say it has ruined their life. What's your response to that?
Well, I don't think that's true. We need to work.
You're calling them liars?
We need to educate the public. I don't believe that our clients are getting poor service as an industry.
You must not be telling your story. If these people are so important to you, it would seem to me that you'd be more effective in trying to get the taxpayer to buy in on this.
We have. In the last 4 years, if you go back and look, we've been getting raises every year.
If a reporter unexpectedly calls or shows up on your doorstep, remember, chances are you're better prepared than you think you are. Again, highlight AARM's 3 key messages and you'll keep the interview on track.
It's your interview. You can do it any way you want to. Stop a minute, let me collect my thoughts. You're asking too many questions too fast, and you're asking them in a way that is really scaring me. Okay? I'm going to answer all of your questions, and if I can't answer them, I'll put you in touch with the people who can answer them. But it sounds to me like you're way too angry right now to continue the interview. Can I just take a Did you ever dream of doing that to, Peter Jennings or something? Peter, you know what? I don't like the question. Get back to me in about 5 minutes.
We've come a long way, and you should be proud of your efforts and hard work. Important ground has already been gained, as recently observed by Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura.
Minnesotans with disabilities are now able to exercise their equal rights. Those include the right to live where you choose, with whom you choose, to work at what you choose, as America serves as a model of a free society. Minnesota serves as a model for Americans with disabilities. On behalf of all Minnesotans, I salute you and thank you for making Minnesota a leader and, most important, for improving the lives of people with developmental disabilities. Thank you, each and every one, very much.
If the community at large really knew about us and the work that we do, we think they'd agree. Our direct support professionals deserve better pay and more respect. There's work to do, and together, we know we can make it happen. By developing excellent communication skills, media savvy, and a practiced public voice, each and every one of you can join AARM in meeting the mission of our Culture Change campaign. At AARM, our commitment to you is as strong as ever as we join together in our fight for industry reform. By securing public awareness about who we are and what we do, the world we imagine will become reality.
I'm much too fast to take that test. Change it. Turn and face the strain.